This episode of Slash and Gas is brought to you by RiftCat. So in other words,
just keep watching, or I'll fucking kill you.
What's going on, horror fans? Welcome to another episode of Slash and Cast. My name is Riley, that is Nick, and as always, we're opening things up with Friday the 13th, the game. Of course, we're coming really close to release, but of course, we'll get to that. First things first, Friday the 13th, the game did indeed have a virtual cabin update. Nothing crazy there. Pretty much we just got the reveal of all the Jasons that we already knew about, all except for Tom Savini's Jason. Now, you do see one cool advancement is that he's still at the end of the hallway, glowing in all its glory, but it is now smoking. So underneath the sheet where the container is, you can see it smoking because he's on fire. But yeah, so what they added was, I mean, Part 8's now in there, Jason Goes to Hell is now in there. They look great. It's the first time we actually get to walk out ourselves and look at them, and the descriptions behind them are pretty cool too. But yeah, nothing else crazy. You do get a better look at the counselors. Tommy Jarvis is in there. But yeah, nothing really big, except for being able to see the new Jasons is cool. I'm sure there are more Easter eggs in there that we have not discovered yet. If you're interested, I'd go check out Charm Next Up on that one. He covers those pretty closely. So, yeah, there's your virtual cabin update. Now let's go ahead and jump into some of the bigger things that came out this week. First things first was counselor stats are pretty much finalized, okay? Now, we could see some changes along in the future, but it does seem like they're pretty locked down on what they're going to be. Now, first things first is counselor number 1, Adam Palomino, all right? Now, he got a quick change this week, all right? His intelligence was increased this week because it said, hey, he works on cars. He should be able to fix the car a little bit easier, put the battery in, etc. So, but his composure sits at about a 7, his luck being only a 2, intelligence now at a 6, his speed at a 5, his stamina at a 4, his stealth at a 3, and his strength at an 8. I mean, that's pretty solid character, except for luck.
Yeah.
So play safe if you're playing as Adam. Our next counselor is Brandon Bugsy Wilson. Now, Brandon, this is one of your better characters. I think this is someone I'm going to be flowing with all the time. Composure at a 4, luck at a 2, intelligence at a 1. Okay, so those are the ones that you should be a little nervous about. But his speed is at an 8, his stamina is at an 8, stealth at a 2. But his strength is at a 10. Someone solid you could be fighting Jason with, and perhaps could be extremely important when trying to kill Jason.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind. All right, now next is the favorite. The favorite in the squad, and that is Chad Kensington. Now, Chad doesn't have much composure, sitting at a 1 out of 10 on his composure, but his luck is outstanding, at a 10 out of 10 on luck. Intelligence, however, is low at a 2 out of 10. Speed, 9 out of 10. Very impressive, Chad. Stamina, 4, stealth, 6, and strength, 3. So not very good for battling, but very good for escaping quickly. But if you're continuing to be chased by him, that stamina runs out pretty quickly, and Chad is a goner.
And your composure as low as a 1. Definitely going to affect you.
Yeah, I think you can tell by the first shot we got in the beta of Chad that he indeed does not have solid composure.
Chad face.
Chad face, man. It's the best. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next counselor. That is Debra Kim. Debra, 5 out of 10 on composure, not bad. 3 out of 10 on luck. That one kind of sucks a little bit. But intelligence, 10 out of 10. There's the key right there. Speed, 4 out of 10. Stamina, 3 out of 10. Stealth, 9 out of 10. Strength, 1 out of 10. Now, Deborah's going to be great for sneaking around and really fixing stuff. She's going to be able to fix the cars faster. She's going to be able to fix the phone booth faster. So there's your key things for Debra. Not bad. I think she's actually going to be really important. Make sure someone on your squad is running Debra if you want to be able to get out even faster. All right, next is Jenny Myers, Now, Jenny has outstanding composure at 10 out of 10 with luck at 9 out of 10. Intelligence only being a 2 out of 10, however, and speed only at 3 out of 10. Along with stamina at 4, stealth at 6, and strength a weak 1. So this is another one to be important in your squad. Able to stay calm and has outstanding luck. But, you know, she's not going to be able to fix things quickly, but she will be able to make great distractions. So
yeah, definitely.
I'll keep that in mind with Jenny Myers. Now, here's another one of my favorites. Next, AJ Mason, your rocker. Now, her composure is a 7 out of 10. Solid. Her luck, only a 1, okay? But her intelligence is pretty high, all considered. 7 out of 10. Speed, 4, stamina 4, stealth 10, strength 2. All right, so this is another one to be great for. She's actually pretty solid all around for composure and intelligence. Going to be able to fix things pretty quickly, and her stealth, she'll be able to sneak around Jason pretty well. That's pretty key. All right, next is Vanessa. Now this is the one in beta that everybody hated because she was unstoppable, so overpowered, unbelievably fast. That's been slightly adjusted. Let's go over that. Composure 3 out of 10. Okay. Luck 6 out of 10. We saw that in the beta. Intelligence only a 2. Now, speed is still 10 out of 10. Stamina, 9 out of 10. Her stealth is only a 1 out of 10, though, and her strength only a 4. So she still is unbelievably fast. I mean, she is the jockey, athletic girl, okay? So she's going to be fast, but she's not going to be unstoppably fast like she was in the beta.
Yeah, that's definitely someone, maybe to distract Jason, but Jason, the players playing Jason should realize that she's a distraction. You're never going to catch her.
Yeah, but now it is possible now, and throwing knives are key.
Throwing knives to just stop them.
Yeah.
While they're sprinting away.
Yep, exactly. So if you make sure you're smart with Jason and those throwing knives. We'll come back to that later as well. All right, next we're coming down to the last few here. Kenny Rydell, composure. This is your head counselor, all around a solid character, pretty much even 5s on every single category. So this is who I like playing in the beta because you're decent at everything, not great at one thing and bad at another. You're just decent at everything. I'm okay with being an average at everything.
Yeah.
It's better than sucking at one thing and then getting screwed at that moment because of that. So Kenny sits at a 5 out of everything. That's your head counselor. A lot of fun to play with in the beta. Now, Tiffany. This is your booty technician. Wes loves working with Tiffany. She's got the great booty, animated booty. Her composure sits at only a 3, luck only a 4, intelligence 1, speed 6, stamina 9, and stealth 10, but strength only 2. I think out of the bunch here, I do think Tiffany is the weakest character. It is nice having her stealth and stamina very high, but she's your basic get killed right away, have sex and get killed right away in a Friday the 13th movie. That's Tiffany in a nutshell.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least her speed's been bumped a little bit. It's nice that she has a chance of getting away.
Yeah.
All right, our last one, my personal favorite, Eric J.R. LaChapa. Composure 4, luck 5, intelligence 10, speed 3, stamina 2, stealth 8, and strength 3. Now, he does lack in some of the, the more athletic parts, strength, speed, but is very smart, decent luck, decent composure.
Yeah, this seems like a character that everyone's gonna love running.
Yeah.
His stats. Some are a little low, but 3 out of 10, not bad. 4 out of 10 composure, not bad. And then that intelligence and that stealth.
Yeah, this is the nerdy guy that you have to love, and that's why I want to run him so often. He's so cool. Now, this is based off a Kickstarter backer as well. So, hey, he's got a cool character. Good for him. Cool person. I need to meet him.
Yeah.
He seems like a cool guy.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all your counselors. Their stats have been broken down. That's pretty much finalized. Not 100% locked in yet, but we're definitely close. Those are about what they'll be in the game. Let's go and move on to the next little bit of line of news here. Now, we've talked about it in the past. Fence breaking and Jason, okay? Now, looping was an issue in the beta. Like I said, with the athletic girl, with Vanessa, she could literally just take Jason and run around the fence over and over again, and Jason didn't have a chance of getting to her, right? It wasn't fair. But now, Jason can break fences. Only Jason can break fences, meaning a counselor cannot break them down with a weapon. But the thing is, currently, the car cannot break the fence either, which is odd. Obviously, if a car should be able to go through a fence.
Yeah.
That's something they're going to work on in post-launch. So they're hoping to install that with an update.
Right. So now all the Jasons can break the fences with one melee swing. Only one swing is required, but remember, the swing animation time is not instant, meaning if you are chasing a counselor and they try to use a breakable fence to keep the two of you apart, you still have to swing, break, and recover from the swing. It's not like you can run towards a fence, swing, break, and keep running. And not every fence is breakable. If the fence is tall, roughly shoulder height, it cannot be broken. However, the smaller knee, waist-high fences can be.
Right. So just like the picture you're seeing here behind us, those are the fences you can break. And as you can see in the picture right here, that is what it'll look like after he breaks it, making a clear gap for him to get through. So now, he can just go right through the fence and no more looping. Thank God. Now, here's something you got to keep in mind, okay? Knife throws can, of course, stop these guys too, okay? That's something we didn't have in the beta that we have now. So you're able to, if they're looping the fence, yee that thing at them and stop them pretty quickly. Yeah. Now, they also discussed the fact that Rage should be able to go through them. But the thing is, when Rage is activated, which it now activates by itself, a prompt comes up. You'll see what you need to break in a highlight of red. And now just, pushing through them, you could break it, right? Now, if they were to do that with fences, there would be so many rage prompts that it would just overload the game, and it's just complicated when it comes to the physics of the game, and just ultimately it's just not worth the time, right? Okay. Now, they're thinking if they're going to add it, they're just going to have it. No prompt comes up. If you're using a thumbstick, you use beast mode through it, and that's it. No prompt. Totally okay with that. I think that would be fantastic.
Right.
But once again, they're going to hold off on that until post-launch to see what fans think about it. And if Jason should have the ability just to rage through fences. Personally, I'm for it. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah. Maybe that's something they try out in a post launch once they launch a beta on the PC only, and get a solid review core and see if that's something they want to move forward with and put on consoles, or if just get rid of the idea altogether.
Yeah.
But for what it sounds like to me, it should be.
Yeah, especially because Rage activates so late in the game, right? I mean, it's at that point you don't want something.
You're already breaking through your doors and everything.
Yeah, and that's definitely a time where you don't want them just looping and distracting everybody. Yeah. That's the worst time. So I totally agree. I think you should be able to rage through it. But all around, thank God that Jason is able to break through fences now. I'm telling you, the people looping in the beta was so annoying. Like
you just have to give up and walk somewhere else.
Yeah, you just go over another counselor. There's nothing you can do. So thank God this is in there, and I'm excited to see what post-launch brings to that as well. All right, let's go on to the line of news everybody wants to hear about, okay? The release date. Now, at this time, technically it's not Easter Sunday anymore. It is currently 12 a.m. on the Monday of which this episode is being released. But Easter Sunday, there's no release. But it is unbelievably close. They are still confirmed, locked into early 2017, which is April, okay? They said, January through April is early 2017 to them, which means the game would have to be released before April 30th.
And they reply to tweets all day long.
Yeah.
And they still say they're on track for the early 2017 release, which is April.
Right.
We're getting pretty down to the wire, which means, and if they're still confident, we should be getting an announcement very soon.
Yeah, exactly. And, so we're still thinking we'll get one this week. Otherwise, you're gonna get one Monday next week, and they're gonna release that Friday, and that'd be cutting it close.
I mean, they can do that. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they can also delay it. But once again, like we talked about, since physical copies are delayed, having only digital it's easier to get a release very quickly. People always well, they need 30 days after release. Not necessarily. You don't have to follow that rule. That's just ideally what things look like. That is not going to be the case for this. And another good sign for that is this. And this is bad news for some people, good news for others. Okay, now PS4, the pre-orders. This is not 100%, but they're pretty certain that PS4 pre-orders through the PlayStation Network store there will be no pre-orders. Okay, this does not mean you won't have the game day one. All right, and this does not mean if you already pre-ordered a backer kit, you still have the game. All right, that's fine. The pre-order is fine. But if people that waited until after the backer kit was over to pre-order and were doing it directly through the PlayStation Store, you won't be able to pre-order the game.
Maybe.
It's pretty certain you're not going to be able to, but maybe. Because Sony would like to wait. Now, Gun Media was great and said, we don't want to wait longer just to make more money. So, yeah, they're going to cancel. It looks like they're going to cancel pre-orders for PS4, but you still can get a day one the second it comes out.
And now with Sony saying that means maybe they passed cert for Sony?
It seems like they passed cert for Sony. But when it came to Xbox, they were having an issue with the release date as well, because having pre-orders. All they had to do was change the word to token. We got, because when we pre-ordered on Xbox, we got the email saying it's now token, just to fix the wording. That little switch fixed the issue with Microsoft. So thank God. So bad news for PlayStation 4 players technically, but really actually good news if you want the game a little bit earlier. So now another great sign when it comes to the release date is that Wes Keltner on Easter, he's in the office. Gun Media is working even on Easter during the holidays, and he's working on the credits of the game right now. Now here's a picture of what we have gotten today for credits. There is a typo in Tom Matthews because there was only one T. That's not really that big of a deal. It was literally in the process. He already fixed that, guys. So don't go raging on him for that. What I think is interesting is the Pamela tapes. Seeing the names where we got Chief Kelly and Detective Madry, that's cool. So that tells you a little bit about what we're going to get in those tapes. And ultimately, I'm really excited for the tapes. That's something we haven't really discussed a lot, and that they haven't really discussed a lot, because a lot will be revealed with those, though. So, yeah, there's your Friday the 13th game news.
If this doesn't show how close they are,
Yeah.
he's coming in on a holiday, Easter Sunday, to do the credits, the last part of the game.
Right, the last part. Yeah, literally the last part of the game. That doesn't have to be inserted.
Right.
So,
soon, hopefully.
Soon.
That
it still looks like early 2017 is a safe bet, and April is it looks like April's going to happen.
We're ready. We're so ready.
Yeah. I'm ready for my life to be thrown away. I'm ready to just never leave the house.
Might have to quit my job.
Might have to drop out of school. Just everything is going on there. We're just going to focus on streaming Friday the game and playing it. Speaking of which, if you guys are interested in playing on Xbox with us, you can go join our new club /NCast fans. There is no apostrophe before the N like there is in the actual show. So just /NCast fans. That's where we'll be hooking up with fans and we'll play with you.
Yeah, looking to party up. We'll be on all the time.
All the time. So go join the club, play with us. With that, let's go ahead and move on. Rivcat are the proud creators of a product called VRidge. Now, VRidge is a software that allows users of Google Cardboard, which is an inexpensive mobile virtual reality headset, to play HTC Vive and Oculus Rift content. Now, these are expensive as hell VR headsets. Now, it lowers the price point of entering the PC VR world, going from over $700 to just a handful of bucks.
So basically, thanks to VRidge, your computer starts to think that your Android phone is like an HTC Vive, which is worth about $700 United States dollars. The whole idea is based on streaming the image to your phone screen while sending head tracking back to the PC with very minimum delay.
Very, very minimal delay. Now, the most notable games that can be played with VRidge in the VR are Elite Dangerous, Minecraft, War Thunder, Eve Valkyrie, Keep Talking When Nobody Explodes, Virtual Desktop, Subnautica, Project Cars, Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Now, VRidge is being constantly updated. Many more features are planned for the future, and some of those include iOS support, fake 3D support, hand controller support, so basically like the PS Move or the Leap Motion controllers, without any additional setup. Improved latency, sound streaming, and Moonlight and HDMI support.
Oh, but the fun does not end there. Tomorrow, April 18th, we will be uploading a video of us trying out VRidge, ultimately horror games that are quite terrifying. On top of that, we will be giving away 5 copies of VRidge to you guys. Now, there will be more information on that in the video tomorrow, so make sure you check it out on our channel right here. If you're looking to get into VR gaming for a cheap price, VRidge is the place to go. Today on Killer Questions, we have one question from our good friend John Reddy, and he asked a great question. Let's take a listen.
Hey Slash and Cast. VR is kind of hit or miss when it comes to horror video games because it can either get a little bit cheesy or if it gets too immersed, it can make people feel really motion sick. I was just remembering my favorite arcade game, House of the Dead, and I thought that would make a great VR game because it's kind of lower graphics because it was a while ago and it's very simple. And I actually found some gameplay of that online and it looks really awesome. What video games have you seen come out that you think would be good for VR and that you'd like to see a VR release of them?
Thank you to John Reddy for the excellent question. Friday the 13th, the game. It's not going to happen. Obviously, they're a small studio. We all know this. It's not going to happen, but that would be so cool.
Yeah, honestly, just the curiosity element is interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like playing as like Jason in VR would be cool, but it does seem like a game that might be a little too immersive. And he discussed the fact that it might kind of make you dizzy and make you sick.
Right, and they don't even have a first person mode into that, and they've discussed because it's best to play it in third person.
Yeah,
but it'd definitely be cool to see Friday the 13th the game in virtual reality.
Yeah, I agree. Now, after playing virtual reality for the first time, thanks to our wonderful sponsor, VRidge, some of the games that I would compare it to that I think would work in VR, I think Outlast. I think Outlast is a great fit for virtual reality, and I think that's definitely a step they're gonna take. Whether that's with like PlayStation, I could see them going with the PlayStation VR headset and doing such a thing. But I really do think that Outlast would fit just fine. In fact, it's very immersive in the first place, especially the first Outlast. I don't know what Outlast 2 is bringing us, but yeah, the first Outlast. I mean, you're in a POV as it is. It's nothing complicated since you can't fight back in the first place. So it's very, just shining a flashlight in the camera. Definitely fits in with the VR concept.
That's what most of the games we played are like, really.
Yeah.
You don't do much.
Yeah, true. So it's a little more. I mean, you're moving a lot more, and there's more to do. But it definitely could work in VR. So Outlast is my answer. Friday the 13th, the game would be fantastic too, though. Hey man, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic of the day: Bride of Frankenstein. Okay, now, Bride of Frankenstein. It has been known for quite some time that Universal has decided to take its classic monsters and give them reboots. I mean, we're seeing that with The Mummy coming up. Now, the studio is still in the process of bringing them back to life on screen, okay, with the idea of creating its own universe to where characters can cross over from different films. So we can get more versus films, back in the day.
Yeah.
Now, the idea of including Bride of Frankenstein makes complete sense. It's an absolute no-brainer. Now, in fact, Universal has been toying with the idea of remaking the 1935 film for the last 20 years.
Yeah. We've learned that director Bill Condon is in early talks to direct the upcoming Bride of Frankenstein remake for Universal. He directed the live-action Beauty and the Beast movie, which just passed $1 billion at the global box office.
Which is insane.
Yeah. At this point in time, no official deal has been made, but Deadline reports both sides are excited about teaming together for the project.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. Dude, the fact that he's even involved is insane. All right, now Condon has worked in the horror genre in the past with films like Candyman, Farewell to the Flesh. He also directed the Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2. Now I've only seen Part 2. That's because Rachel forced me to go to theaters to see it. But I mean, I would say the horror elements of the film are solid. The writing's not, but I mean, it's not a bad film, I guess. There's some things bad about it, but it's really not bad. He also did Gods and Monsters. So Condon has quite a bit of experience in the horror genre, and he's talented, man. Beauty and the Beast is great. So, I mean, he made $1 billion film. He could take the old Universal movies and really bring them a long way. Now, we're seeing The Mummy, obviously a high-budget film, with Tom Cruise sitting in it, but we were nervous when the first trailer came out. The second trailer, not as bad. That we admitted to that.
Yeah.
It does look quite a bit better. The first trailer it's still a little nerve-wracking for us. But man, I love Bride of Frankenstein. I'm so glad that they're pushing forward with Bride of Frankenstein. And I'm really excited what comes of this Universal world, Yeah,
that I really hope this reboot works.
Yeah.
They've failed a couple times already.
Yeah, they won't admit to that, but Dracula 2000 was totally supposed to kick off the Universal monsters again. Then that movie flopped. Like, oh, wait, no. We're not actually starting there.
Yeah.
We're going to start with The Mummy. So, be prepared if The Mummy flops too. We might get another movie that kicks it off.
Right.
But,
I mean, it's just such a good idea. And with this days and age, you got the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the DC Cinematic Universe, maybe even the Call of Duty Cinematic Universe. We talked about that on the MWM project last week. Click on that eye right there. So, I mean, I feel like it'd be perfect. A lot of old school horror fans would love this.
Yeah, it's just there's a very specific nostalgia feel you have to hit.
Yeah,
and that's what's making me nervous for The Mummy. I just don't think it's hitting that right now. So yeah, there's a very specific vibe you need to hit with these Universal monster movies, and right now it doesn't look like they're nailing it. I hope they go with the over the top look with their hair up and the white like lightning through it. I think that's very key, and I hope they stick with something like that. I don't think they will. I think Universal's going to try going.
I agree.
I think they're going to go over the top modern with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm praying they go old school. Like, just go ahead. Give it a shot. You already flopped once with one that was modernized.
Yeah, just keep denying. If it flops, just keep denying.
Yeah, just keep denying. You can just keep doing it over and over again. It'll be fine. Nobody will notice. Let's go ahead and move on to our next topic, which is one we've discussed recently, actually, but has now been confirmed. The Purge is moving forward with a TV series.
Wow.
How about that? Now, producer Jason Blum announced, here's a quote, "We are excited at the launch of this new studio. We are expanding our partnership with NBC Universal by growing the Purge franchise into a television series and are grateful for their incredible support for Blumhouse overall."
Yeah, this announcement was previously touched on last September when the Purge creator James DeMonico stated, quote, "What might be interesting in a TV show with a flashback narrative, if you start on Purge night, but you go back to show how people have gotten to where they are, where you see a couple that's gone haywire on this night, but let's show everything that's led up to this moment of a husband trying to kill a wife, the cheating or the accusations of cheating or money problems. It will be interesting to show these arcs, those dramatic and complex arcs that get people to where they pick up a gun or a knife and kill someone else."
Does that not sound stupid to anyone else?
It sounds stupid, and we haven't talked about this to each other, and it just sounds so stupid.
Yeah, like, I don't know. So, the thing is, the Purge, it does give you the right to break any law you want, and not, but the evil that isn't within that night is exciting to me. Like in the first one, it's just random business, professional people killing people just for the sake, just to do it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's scary. Now, once you start getting into like stories like a husband that's hated his wife so much, he's just waiting for the Purge night to kill her. I understand that, but why is that not, it will. To me, it's not going to work. I don't
think so either.
I don't think so at all.
I mean, now what? You have no true main characters to the series. It just bounces between this story and this story and this story. It's just part 1, part 2, part 3 with just different people. You can't, I mean, like it says, you follow how they got to this point. Mm-hmm. Is this whole series, is it going to be like 8 episodes of you following this husband and wife? This wife is cheating? No. No. I
don't think so.
I think it's going to be a different story every time, which is, it doesn't work.
Yeah. So,
in theory,
anything can work. It just, to me, it doesn't really seem like it. And the thing is, when you're playing with something like that, like, yeah, is it going to be murder every time? Because if so, then you have to develop characters very quickly. You have to feel for them, and then like if it's not going to be murder every time, what is crazy that you can do on a Purge night that can't be done somewhere else?
Maybe you get the typical, I'm strapped for cash. The Purge is coming. I'm going to go break into this business. I don't know. You get the story on him going and finding a crowbar that he goes and breaks the glass.
Does it make you feel more for the people that are purging? Like, it could help with the guy that's poor, the homeless people that are breaking into stores. There's just a lot of questions that come with such a quote, and I just don't see that the way they're looking at it right now. I don't really see that working too well. But hey, we said that in the first place. The Purge doesn't seem like a good idea for a television series because it's a one night thing. Who cares about what really leads up to it?
Yeah.
Now, overseeing the series is indeed DeMonico himself, who already has writers at work on the show, who knows where they're going with such a script. Now, executive producing the project will be Platinum Dunes and Sebastian K. Lemessier, who is, he's DeMonico's main producing partner, right? So, I suppose that's good news. I suppose. Now, as the TV series begins to shape, okay, you need to keep in mind that the film, a new Purge film, is still happening. All right, so this isn't just we're stopping the films, going to TV. They're doing both. Don't really know why, but the film is indeed still scheduled for July 4th of 2018.
I think I got one guess on why.
Money? But is it really that popular of a series? The Purge election year did solid.
But because, it was the election year, really.
I think so too. I don't think the first Purge is very good at all. It was very boring compared to what it could have been. Anarchy had the right idea. It started to expand on how powerful that night is. And now election year, of course, it's playing with politics and your beliefs as a person. So that does change the situation.
Yeah.
Now, while no details on the film have been given at this time, DeMarco, he did previously state that he is considering making it a prequel. So, a prequel to... I understand it's a prequel to the first film in general, but like...
Isn't the series supposed to be a prequel to the first ever Purge? Sorry, the first Purge movie, was that the first year that it was happening?
No. That was no.
Okay. So, again, where would this fit in? Before the first ever Purge, this prequel would become the first ever Purge and how they decided to make it. So what? It's just a bunch of old guys saying, "Oh, it's becoming overpopulated." Da 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 da. Let's make this into a law.
The point of the Purge is to stop. It actually is to stop crime. They say like, if we have a day where everybody can break the law, then the rest of the 364 days of the year nobody will.
And I guess it worked if it keeps coming.
It's the annual Purge. I guess they're going down in crime. I don't know. I don't really know where you could take it in a prequel fashion.
Prove us wrong. We'd love to see you prove us wrong, but
yeah, the only thing I think would be cool in like a television series fashion, if you're going to explain the process, I think it's interesting to see people preparing for the Purge. Not people that have motives to kill to get into the Purge, but like we saw that we followed in the first Purge, we followed the rich family that has like this huge secure house, like metal frames come down in their windows.
Yeah.
Like, what pushes you to that level to do such a thing? I think that's a little more interesting. But really, in general, I don't think a TV series will work for The Purge. But
Absolutely
hey, I'm not a Hollywood producer, and I'm not a Hollywood writer. So if they think it can work, maybe it will. Looks like a cash grab to me, and that's about it. Same with, like, it's something similar to, like, the Scream TV series, taking a franchise title and putting it just to television just to bring back TV ratings, because TV is slowly but surely dying. There's just nothing we can do about it. TV is just slowly falling apart due to the internet in general, and streaming. Hey, I guess I give them credit for that. Keep trying to keep it alive, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's your news for the day, all horror news in general. That's going to be it for Slashcast today. Editor, roll that outro. Hey, you! Thanks for watching this episode of Slashcast. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and click that box right down there to check out last week's episode.
Also, if you want to check out the film the fans are calling the best fan film of all time, make sure you click that box right down there to check out our Friday the 13th fan film.
While you're at it, click that circle right there to subscribe to our channel. Never miss a video again.
As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.